ICCC explains foreign chicken ban. SEZ proposals unveiled. And the Electoral Commission receives voting ink. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Malcolm Waira. Thank you for joining us. The Independent Consumer and Competition Commission says stimulating local production of chicken will complement the government's current policy to ban chicken imports in the country. ICCC Commissioner Paulus Ain said they are also concerned about the potential increase in price for domestic chicken produce.
The ban on the import of chicken due to biosecurity threats from overseas was said to give the PNG poultry industry a boost as well, with the opportunity to locals to venture into the poultry business. However, ICCC Commissioner Paulus Ain said expansion barriers in our local poultry industry need to be identified in order to encourage more production. Mr. Ain said stock feed is a major cost driver, and therefore the government should consider reducing or removing import tariff on stock feed.
Stock feed appears to be a major cost input that is pumping up the prices for domestic chicken. So if we can find an alternative way to feed a chicken using other sources, then I think the chicken, domestically produced available chicken, can become cheaper.
He further appealed to domestic chicken producers.
So what we are now encouraging and working with those suppliers is to make sure that chicken available domestically must be affordable by our consumers. But at the same time, some of the costs borne by the suppliers are also impacting the final retail prices of some of those domestically available chicken.
Mr. Ain concluded that other than the increased cost of living pressure felt across the country during the post-pandemic period, there is no direct effect of the import ban observed on domestic chicken prices during that period. Meanwhile, since the ban was enforced in January 2023, the ICCC has been tracking chicken prices and noted that the retail prices for the popular Kui Kai from Nigini Table Beds and the competing Kai Kai brand from Jeneg were maintained at an average price of 20 kina per tray. Pakatambua, National EMTV News.
Port Moresby Chamber of Commerce and Industry and BSP hosted a business breakfast today to discuss PNG's economic outlook. A key area of discussion was on foreign exchange shortages, which remains a concern to businesses.
While foreign exchange shortages remain a challenge for businesses in Papua New Guinea in 2025, some improvements are noted. BSP CEO Mark Robinson said during the occasion that the outlook is positive.
Quickly, obviously, into FX, the FX market, which is an important question for many of our customers and the POM Chamber members. What we're seeing, of course, is the country is really benefiting from very high, continued high commodity prices, whether it be coffee, cocoa in particular, are two that are real standouts. In addition, it's a global phenomenon. The price of gold obviously has gone up significantly over the last 18 months. The country's benefiting from that.
President for Port Moresby Chamber of Commerce, Rio Fioko, said the POM CCIS committee under the PNG Chamber of Commerce facilitates business and investment. Mr. Fioko said POM CCI provides information for businesses and the community, contributing to a favorable business climate. He highlighted some of the positives from the discussion.
It was very interesting to hear the situation with the foreign exchange, which has been the number one concern of businesses for probably the last 8 years or so. But the foreign exchange situation has dramatically improved this year, and that's on the back of the very high cocoa prices that we've been receiving. Palm oil prices have been good. Gold prices has been very strong.
Meanwhile, Mr. Robinson emphasized on cash shortages in Papua New Guinea, particularly in East Sipi province, which has been a challenge for banks and businesses.
Many people are don't use the banking system, may not be able to. So we've been facilitating the increased demand for cash by moving more cash around the country. It's a big investment that we have, but we have to do it. It's the right.
Pakatambua, National EMTV News.
Kumul Consolidated Holdings Limited is a named gold sponsor of this year's Special Economic Zone Summit.
The KCH Managing Director, Professor David Kavenamur, on behalf of State Enterprises Minister William Duma, presented a dummy check of 200,000 kina to the Ministry of International Trade and Investment today. This signifies their support of the summit this year.
This is important because KCH supports the use of special economic zones to drive economic growth in this country in order to generate jobs, but also to improve the value of exports.
Minister Maru elaborated on this sponsorship.
But also they have now announced officially that they will be submitting 2 AGZ proposals to the government for 2 new AGZs in the country.
Papua New Guinea's Special Economic Zone Summit will be hosted in Port Moresby from August 31st to September 3rd. Amanda Ilaitia, National EMTV News.
The government will receive 2 new Special Economic Zone proposals from Kumul Consolidated Holdings Limited. This was confirmed today by KCH Managing Director and the Minister for International Trade and Investment.
Professor David Kavenamur reveals the proposed sites.
A special economic zone for the portside garden, which is the old pump port, Fairfax port down at the waterfront, as well as to support our investment, the state's investment in a cannery at the Madang Integrated Special Economic Zone.
Minister Maru explains that the proposals will go through the government before it goes to the regulator to be considered for licensing. He said a development plan will be revealed in due course.
They have worked on a development plan for the Old Wharf. They will be submitting that to the ministry and to the department within the next week for us to consider their proposed development to be an AGZ in the city of Port Moresby.
The Ministry of International Trade and Investment is hopeful that the nation's capital town area will be transformed through the SEZ window. Minister Maru said the transformational investments and projects will generate billions of kina for the country. As the country approaches 50 years of independence, such investments create hope for the future. The 2 proposed SEZs are aimed to be licensed before September. Amanda Ilaitia, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, the launching of the Special Economic Zone policy will be the first of its kind for the country.
We don't have a policy on AGZ. We've never had one. Like I said, the world has gone into AGZ 50 years ago. We are going to have our first policy ever, which has taken us the last 2 years to formulate. The policy will be the anchor to anchor economic zones going forward.
About 4,000 kilograms of indelible ink was presented to PNG Electoral Commission by the Government of India through its High Commission in PNG.
Representing the High Commission of India, Acting High Commissioner Mukesh Kumar Abasta made the presentation to the PNG EC.
As sir, you acknowledged, this builds on our earlier engagement during the 2020 general election when a consignment of approximately 4,000 kilograms of indelible ink valued at about $470,000 was presented in support of Papua New Guinea's democratic process.
He noted that the indelible ink presented carries with it the experience and spirit of India's own democratic journey, noting that India is supported with indelible ink in the 2022 elections. The Electoral Commissioner expressed gratitude for the continued show of support and partnership.
And we want to thank you for and on behalf of the government of PNG and Electoral Commission as the leading agency running elections. We have come to realize that indelible ink is part of the election process for security measures, and the quality one that comes from around the world is from India, and that still remains quality and high quality.
Meanwhile, India and PNG are negotiating a MOU on electoral cooperation. Once finalized, the MOU could provide a structured framework to further deepen collaboration in the area of elections. Malinta Yopolo, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, Electoral Commissioner Sinai gave an update on the LLG elections, highlighting possible delays in the national exercise.
Sinai gave his update with regards to the LLG elections.
1,000 candidates contesting the 473 LLGs and 6,916 wards around the country, including the new ones that have been created.
However, he noted that delays are anticipated due to the process of LLG ward alignments, especially for new wards recently created.
And this alignment we'll have to go to the people and see the nominations and the data that's coming in. We need to make sure that the people who are going to, who have nominated are also aligned. It's the candidate alignment as well as the voter alignment. And so people nominated probably knowing that they are from this LLG, but they will not be, I'm suspecting they will not be aware of the new LLG ward that was created.
He further noted on fundings for the elections.
We have budgeted for 200 plus. And we were given almost like 90 plus already. So we're expecting the rest of the funding to come to complete. We have brought in election managers from the provinces to come in, who were here last week, going through the first series of training that will now further train the assistant returning officers back in the provinces, and then further down to polling officials in the districts and LLG level. So we are actually in the training period now.
Malinta Yopolo, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Chicken kebab Dina. Yum.
Beef stir fry.
Chicken curry, my favorite.
Kebabs for you.
Yum.
Stir fry for you. And chicken curry for us.
Magic in every meal, one cube at a time.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 Kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 Kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennau, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
With more
From the mountains to the seas to global markets, the National Fisheries Authority proudly celebrates 50 years of growth. We're advancing tuna domestication, aquaculture, coastal fisheries, and sustainable fisheries management. Through stakeholder consultations, policy reforms, and stronger surveillance, we're protecting PNG's marine wealth and shaping a sustainable future. National Fisheries Authority, sustaining our future, empowering our nation.
Tonight on Sports Scene, we talk about the SP Sports Awards night this weekend.
For this year, we received a total of 210 nominations.
And we chat with Cricket PNG about the recent Grassroots to Global Forum. Sports Scene tonight at 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, EMTV.
You're watching National EMTV News. The Ombudsman Commission of Papua New Guinea has presented their annual report from 2018 to 2023 to the Governor-General of Papua New Guinea, Sir Bob Dadai, today in Port Moresby.
The Chief Ombudsman, Richard Pagan, explained the delay in presenting the annual report.
Because of COVID, that has been delayed, the financial part of it, and that caused us to come this late. Section 220 of the Constitution allows the constitutional officers to be accountable to the people by presenting each annual report to your office.
Mr. Pagan said the annual report has two parts, operations and financial report.
For Ombudsman Commission, its report must contain both the operations and the financial part of reporting. I cannot leave the financial part of it. I have to tell the country how I have used the amount of money that the government has allocated to me.
He said they are required through the Office of the Auditor General to produce financial statement every year.
Based on the financial statements, come to our office and inspect how we have spent that money.
Mr. Pagan thanked the Governor-General for accepting the report to be presented to Parliament later. He said currently they are working on the 2024 reports.
We are still working on our 2024 spending. After the Auditor General's completion, that's when we will come and present our 2024 annual report.
Lauren Jimal, National EMTV News.
A conference on World Food Safety Day was held today in Port Moresby. This year's theme is Food Safety, Science in Action, which highlights the importance of science and research in the space of food safety.
World Food Safety Day aims to inform, educate and improve preparedness, response and prevention of foodborne diseases and illness within both the regulatory and industry workforce. FAO and WHO continue their efforts to mainstream food safety in the public agenda and engages all actors across the food chain from production to consumption to promote food safety awareness and to take concrete actions to protect health of consumers. Elaborating on this was Acting Director General for National Institute of Standards and Industrial Technology, Joe Panga.
The theme of today's celebration was us to understand and appreciate scientific knowledge as a key to reducing illness, cutting costs, and saving lives, most importantly.
Research and science are stressed as important at every stage of food value chain, from production to harvest, processing, storage, distribution, and all the way to preparation and consumption. World Health Organization representative Dr. Anku Rakesh highlighted the report from 2023 of food contamination affecting children.
We do not have full comprehensive data on foodborne illnesses in PNG, but this is what we know from the year 2023, that amongst 1,000 children less than 5 years of age, at least 125 children had diarrheal diseases. And these diseases are not just caused by dirty water, it's related to food sanitation, it's water sanitation, food sanitation, safety, and all that together.
Department of Agriculture and Livestock Secretary Dr. Sergi Bang plainly highlighted that only when food is safe, one can fully benefit from its nutritious value.
The theme of this year's 7th World Food Safety Day is Science in Action. And as a scientist, I take great pride that this is indeed true. It aims to comply with the Codex Food Standards to prevent the consumption of contaminated food. The Codex International Food Standards are science-based and it is a benchmark for domestic, regional and international trade. Only when food is safe, one can fully benefit from its nutritious value and the associated mental and social benefits that goes with sharing a meal in Papua New Guinea and all cultures. Safe food is one of the most critical guarantors of our good health.
Nicole Rama, National EMTV News.
Governor for Oro Province, Gary Jufa, says the national government's decision to oppose seabed mining in the country demonstrates the government's willingness to listen to the voice of the people.
Governor Jufa today expressed strong commendation for the national government for their decisive stance against deep seabed mining within Papua New Guinea's exclusive economic zone. This announcement was made at the United Nations Oceans Conference in France by the Prime Minister. The governor said this is a moment of profound relief and a triumph for the people of PNG, especially those whose lives and livelihoods are intricately connected to the health of PNG's oceans. He said the future of Papua New Guinea's pristine waters, diverse marine life and cultural heritage cannot be sacrificed for an unproven and environmentally hazardous venture. Mr. Jufa urged all levels of government to uphold this commitment vigorously and ensure it is strictly enforced. Malinta Yopolo, National EMTV News.
A week-long monitoring and evaluation exercise was carried out in the 6 districts of Simbu Province recently.
2 teams from the Department of National Planning and Monitoring were dispatched to the islands region for this activity. A team was based in Simbu for a week. Elaborating on this was the First Assistant Secretary Rose Raka, team leader for the Lower Islands team.
Our objective is to do all of government monitoring and just checking on the status of all the projects that have been funded between 2022 to 2024 through all the sources.
She further elaborated on the significance of the exercise.
Because a lot of money has come to the provinces and the districts, so it's important that, report also goes back, so Prime Minister, at least has tangible things that they can report on what has actually been financed out of all those project funds that have been allocated between these 3 years.
Sharing his sentiments on the importance of the task was the provincial administrator, John Punde.
Such work it requires a lot of time and a lot of support because we're going to pull in different moving parts. So the government system is involved. The priorities are shifting what may be considered important 5 years ago, it's no longer important now.
The team concluded their week in Simbu and moved along to the Eastern Highlands province. Malinta Yopolo, National EMTV News.
The Internal Revenue Commission is urging the public to report businesses that do not comply with the zero-rating goods and service tax on designated essential goods.
IRC Commissioner General Sam Coim said the public, especially the consumers, have a role to play in enforcing the GST zero rating, and that is to report any businesses that do not comply. Mr. Coim said IRC has platforms and offices across the country, making it easy for the public to report.
Also some social media and other channels. We're encouraging public to take ownership and report.
There are a few instances where our technical teams received some feedback.
He further said Papua New Guinea is implementing such policy for the first time and there will be challenges, but it is manageable.
And I can't say that it will be perfect, but we will try to deliver, and it is going to cost the government a lot of money.
Meanwhile, Koim said business houses have been advised to sell the products that were purchased prior to the execution of GST zero policy without GST.
Stock between January to 30th of end of May, we are still asking them to sell those stock starting June 1st at zero rated GST, so they can also claim refund with us. So we will also pay them to effect the zero rated at the sales price.
Pakatambua, National EMTV News.
Now we take a look at the Nest Fund Market Report. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2433 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, Euro kina was buying $0.2358, $0.3598 Australian dollars, 0.1971 euro, 33.66 Japanese yen. Looking at the commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher. Coffee closed lower, cocoa closed higher, copper closed lower, palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading higher, copper closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX 200 is trading lower, the All Ordinaries is trading lower. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
Since the regulation came into being in 2000, the super funds have grown from just under 2 billion kina industry to now 20 billion kina.
Join us every Monday nights at 7 p.m. for In Focus, your weekly news and current affairs talk show, which presents in-depth commentaries, discussions, and analysis of the major current affairs issues in Papua New Guinea and in the region.
Areas involving politically exposed presence.
Papua New Guinea loses between 20 and 25% of its national budget to corruption, fraud, waste and error each year.
There are existence of
clandestine laboratories illicitly producing stone meth.
Every Monday nights at 7 p.m.
We're back with National EMTV News. Police in Kairuku in the Central Province have captured 5 suspects following the burning down of the Berena District Office in 2020.
Kairuku Police Station Commander Inspector William Oiba confirmed this yesterday during a press conference in Port Moresby.
Suspect who burned Berena District Office in 2020, about 5 years ago, at least the 50th now, 5 years ago, been captured last night, and now they will face the full force all process of arresting and charging procedure.
Inspector Oiba said the suspects were at large since 2020 and were captured on Tuesday in the early hours.
And this is the testament of my policing in the district now. And more will continue. Those murder suspects still at large in the villages, I take this time to tell them to surrender voluntarily before I come into the village.
The commander thanked the local district MP for the ongoing support and requested for an additional support to reach the uncovered areas.
All this time. But not the least, please, you think about one dinghy and motor so that those uncovered places, I will reach out and I'll do my best to police all lawlessness in those villages. My policy and my way of implementing police in the district is a bottom-up planning. I'm going to travel into all villages, check everything up, where those ambak or criminals are there. I will help my policemen to deal with them right at the village level up. And those outstanding cases we previously have done will be also followed up and will be arrested and charged.
Also present, the Kairuku MP and Energy Minister Peter Iso Aimo said combating lawlessness in the district is of serious concern.
So as the member for the electorate, I am serious about combating lawlessness and reducing crime because I want my people to live in peace and harmony. Especially on the 50th year or anniversary of the independence of this country. We are entering a golden jubilee. What do we tell our people and families? Do we live in fear, intimidation of criminals, or do we live happily and freely like we used to do?
Lorraine Jimal, National EMTV News.
Focused on encouraging skilled and creative storytelling through the media, a media education seminar in 2025 was organized by Father Ambrose Pereira from the Don Bosco Technical School, together with several volunteers and media personnel recently.
The seminar focused on helping participants identifying the gifts in the digital era and how they can best use them to share positive stories through media. The event held at the Sivara Namona Pastoral Center, Bomana, brought together 5 groups: Maranville Secondary School, Jubilee Catholic Secondary School, Limana Vocational, Mary Help of Christians Technical and Food Center Boroko, and Don Bosco Technological Institute. Participants went through practical exercises, creatively planning their storylines and storyboards, shooting their films and editing before finally viewing and evaluating their completed films. The program concluded with a shared moment of gratitude as students, animators, facilitators gave thanks to God for the many gifts in life. Nicole Rama, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
They're gold nuggets. There's a flavor for everyone. The best tasting snack. Get a burst of gold nuggets. Cheese flavor.
Mega wow.
Chicken flavor.
Mega wow.
Cheese onion flavor.
Mega wow.
Barbecue flavor. Mega wow.
When you're on the go, one more. One more.
Get that burst of gold nuggets flavor.
Mega wow.
Hilton Port Moresby Hotel and Residence.
Hilton Port Moresby Hotel and Residence. Your stay, your house, your home.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Join me on House and Home for all your home and lifestyle improvements.
It's not rocket science. And many of these things too, like I didn't go to school, I teach myself.
From Hatok Man, health and fitness, interest stories, gardening tips, out and about, pet care, and many more. Join me every Tuesday, 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, EMTV.
Kai Sports.
Welcome to Kai Sports. The Rigo Rice Cup is expanding. In a captain's conference held yesterday in Port Moresby, Stanley Olo's Junior League competition was officially announced for next year.
At the captain's conference held yesterday at Dreamin, Rigo Rice CEO Max Steve Pauly made a major announcement of the inclusion of the Junior League in the Rigo Rice Cup competition.
Next year we are looking at under 14s, under 15s, under 10 or 12. So since Stanley Olo and Go Pastors or something now, we don't want to create of the division number of Miblet, so we are bringing him on board and it law Rigo Rice Banner as part of our team law. Under 14s, under 12, under 10s.
Pauly says the move is part of a bigger plan to invest in youth and build rugby league from the grassroots level. The founder of SO Junior League competition, Stanley Olo, called it a first of its kind initiative and expressed his excitement about the opportunity to shape future stars of rugby league.
Rigo Rice come on board on behalf of my team, because one way or the other, put your mind together the development of the rugby league. Now, rugby league teaches a lot of things, especially in life, discipline, talk, go to school. So you teach them beginning league, it's a stepping stone going forward.
The Junior League is set to kick off alongside the main Rigo Cup competition in the upcoming season next year. Joel Mipari, Kai Sports.
The Kerama Basketball League has held its final trials yesterday to select Team Kerama for the upcoming Basketball Federation PNG Southern and Islands Regional Championships.
The trials featured 5x5 and 3x3 possible versus probable games, giving shortlisted players a chance to impress selectors. The selection committee has been tracking talent since the start of the 2025 Kerama Basketball League season. The final trials mark the last step in the process, with the squad to be announced on Friday. With the Basketball Federation of PNG Regional Championship set to commence in Alatau, KBL President Sepu Samson is appealing to Gulf leaders, Governor Chris Haiveta, MP Thomas Opa and the likes to support the team's travel needs. He said these teams represent the hopes and dreams of our young people. The revival of the KBL earlier this year has reignited the basketball in Gulf after 7 years of silence. For now, all eyes are on Friday's final announcement and a call for the support to get the team to Alatau. Joel Mipari, Kai Sports.
The Fairfax volleyball competition heads into round 8 this Saturday with exciting matches across all courts. The current points ladder shows a tight competition across all divisions.
In round 8 of the Fairfax volleyball competition, Court 1 will host Women's Division 1 games, Falcons vs Raukele and Chemix vs Route 25. In the Women's Premier Division, Raukele faces Freeway Hawks, Falcons meet Route 25 and Hillside takes on Chemix. On Court 2 in Men's Division 1, Raukele plays Falcons 2 and contenders face Freeway Hawks. In the Premier Men's, Hillside take on Chemix, Yankees vs Freeway Hawks and Route 25 against Falcons. Court 3 hosts the Women's Division 1 matches that will see the Yankees vs Snipers, Freeway Hawks takes on Raukele 2, Raukele 3 vs Falcons 2, Raukele 2 challenges contenders and IBS Raukele go against Hillside. Men's Division games on Court 4 and 5 will see Route 25, Falcons, IBS Raukele, Snipers and Yankees all in action. Current leaders include Hillside, Falcons, IBS Raukele and Raukele across various divisions. Joel Mipari, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Share the love with Gullah Ice Cream, Gullah Cone Ice Creams, Gullah Stick Ice Creams, and Gullah Classic Tub Ice Creams. Happiness begins with the Gullah range of fun flavors which create taste adventures and excitement with every bite. Treat yourself. Share with a friend while chilling. The whole family will enjoy. Everyone has their favorite. Which one is yours? Share the love with Gullah Ice Creams. Gullah, Gullah, yum.
From the mountains to the seas to global markets, the National Fisheries Authority proudly celebrates 50 years of growth. We're advancing tuna domestication, aquaculture, coastal fisheries, and sustainable fisheries management. Through stakeholder consultations, policy reforms, and stronger surveillance, we're protecting PNG's marine wealth and shaping a sustainable future. National Fisheries Authority, sustaining our future, empowering our nation.
Are you tired of standing in those long lines to get your jackpot tickets? Guess what? You never have to with Telecom USSD jackpot ticket purchase. Simply dial *321#, follow the prompts, and you are set for your jackpot draw. It's as easy as 3, 2, 1. Telecom PNG, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family, living each day knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
Kids, I'm Steffi. Join me on Kids Corner for story time, simple and creative arts and crafts, career corner, nature time, field trips, and not forgetting our cartoons and children entertainment shows. Join me every weekdays from 3:30 to 5:30 for Kids Corner on your number one to watch, EMTV.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
You're watching Trukai Sports. Moving to overseas sports, Joseph Suwali says he will be fit to play in the British and Irish against the British and Irish Lions test to start in July.
Suwali, he broke his jaw while he was playing with the Waratahs and ended up missing the end of the Super Rugby season. The former Rugby League superstar, who of course has also played State of Origin, what a career he's had. He says the once in 12-year series will be the biggest moment of his career so far.
The biggest games of my life, I believe.
you don't get to play against the Lions. Some people play it once in your career, so it happens every 12 years. So I believe it's it's going to be the biggest games of my life.
A teenager, Diana Tui, she's back up after a big win in the 100-meter breaststroke, with another one this time in the 50 meters breaststroke in the final last night at the Australian swimming trial.
Tui had already booked her ticket to the World Championships in Singapore. That was on Tuesday night, but she showed yet again she is earning the headlines this week. She finished first ahead of Sienna Harbin and Mia O'Leary, who touched the wall in third spot.
Do you get to miss out on some school?
Well, I can't say that I've gone that much this term, but yeah, I'll get to miss out on more.
That ends True Kai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Kai. True Kai, true inspiration through generations.
Are you tired of standing in those long lines to get your jackpot tickets? Guess what? You never have to with Telecom USSD jackpot ticket purchase. Simply dial *321#, follow the prompts, and you are set for your jackpot draw. It's as easy as 3, 2, 1. Telecom PNG, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Chicken kebab for dinner. Yum!
Beef stir fry.
Chicken curry, my favorite.
Kebabs for you.
Yum!
Stir fry for you. And chicken curry for us.
Magic in every meal, one cube at a time.
Tonight on Sports Scene, we talk about the SP Sports Awards night this weekend.
For this year, we received a total of 210 nominations.
And we chat with Cricket PNG about the recent Grassroots to Global Forum. Sports Scene tonight at 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, MTV.
Join us for MTV's Vocal Fusion Season 12 Final Cuts 1.
Oh my goodness, the bar has been raised, baby.
After 2 spectacular days of auditions, our contestants have been placed into 2 groups and will face off in the Final Cut series.
It's taking risks and it's working.
This Sunday at 7:30 p.m. MTV's Vocal Fusion Season 12. Only on your number one to watch, MTV.
I know that every man, woman, and child of our new nation shares this moment of pride and happiness.
MTV proudly wishes Papua New Guinea a happy 50th anniversary.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
Now we take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. For the southern region, Port Moresby City partly cloudy, Daru mostly fine partly cloudy, Kerma cloudy periods with possible showers, Alota partly cloudy with showers and rain with possible thunderstorm, Pombodeta cloudy periods with some rain showers and thunderstorms. To the Momasa region, Lake City partly cloudy with chances of few showers, Medang partly cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms, Wewak partly cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms, Vanimo cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. To the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau cloudy periods with some rain showers, Keveng cloudy periods with some showers, Kokopon Baul partly cloudy with chances of brief showers, Kimbe partly cloudy with chances of brief showers, Buka partly cloudy with chances of brief showers. To the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City partly cloudy with some showers, Goroka Banz and Kondiawa cloudy periods with some rain showers, Mendi Tari and Wabek cloudy periods with heavy rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Looking at the small ships forecast, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daro to Kiwai Islands to Kerama to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samarai, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. Waters of east to Samarai to Millen Bay and all islands to Cape Vogel, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of north of Cape Vogel to Hohen Gulf to Finschhafen, seas 0.5 to 1 meters. Waters of Finschhafen through Vitius Dampier Straits to Siasi Island to Long Island to Medang, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Medang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 1 to 1.5 meters. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of New Ireland and Bougainville, seas 1 to 2 meters. Waters of East Britain and West Britain, 0.5 to 1.5 meters. Looking at the ocean forecasts, Coral Seas, seas smooth to slight, east to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Solomon Seas, seas slight, northeast to southeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas smooth to slight, easterly to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas slight to moderate, northeast to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Moniplus, with you always.
And that was the weather, news and sports for Thursday, the 12th of June, 2025. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.